Welcome to Brummy's Man Cave, everyone. Basically, Jimmy and Rob have asked me to show you how to coat my leads. Basically, you can see variation of leads here, different styles, different colours, different textures. Obviously, you've got the rough texture and the smoothed off texture. Again, rough, smooth, in lines, nice smooth texture, rough, and plain green. I can do any lead colour that you require. We can do them in silt, muddy green, clay camo, sandstorm, desert storm, black, camo brown, silty green, 3 ounce lead star, 3 ounce flat pairs with swivel, big eye swivel on the end. I can do 2.5s, 3s and 3.5s, and in lines at the moment I can do 2.5s and 3s. Once I get more orders in, I will branch out and do different sizes and different weights and colours. If there's a colour of a bed that you want me to try and match up, give me a bell, I can sort it out, I can have a crack. Mike and Jimmy asked me to see if I could produce just a plain old green lead, and which I did, and they're happy with it, and hopefully they're putting a big order in soon. But yeah, if there's a colour you want me to try and match, I can mix all these, experiment, see what we got. Jimmy asked for just like a plain flat pair, smoothed off texture. That's the plain smooth textured pair. What we'll do, we'll show you how you turn that into that. Simple. Let's just get the colour ready. All you need is obviously your lead, your colour. Let's move this light out of the way. Pair of pliers. And if you're doing an inline, obviously a T-bar, file, Stanley knife, and a decent blowtorch. Get yourself a decent blowtorch, one that's got ignition so you can on and off, on and off. And you can also vary the power. You do not want it too powerful because you will just burn and melt the lead. So get one that can be adjusted, get it nice and steady. Perfect, that's perfect. On and off. One, you're not wasting gas, and two, as soon as you let go of the trigger, it's off. So what we're going to show you now is how I turn the plain 3 ounce lead, like so, into that. Smooth textured. So get your lead colouring, coating, whatever you want to call it, ready. Get yourself a spoon, put a well in the middle of the lead. Get some grips. Get a good grip of your lead, because basically you need to move it all around. You don't want any flops, because if it's there when it's hot, it will melt and damage your lead. So give this a bit of a clean up. Don't know rough edges. So nice little file round, just get any discrepancies, whatever you see, off there. Like so. Happy with that. Get your grip. Again, grip it. Try and keep a gap between your grip and the lead so you can get the coating in there. Slowly warm her up. On and off, on and off. Just all the way around till you see it start to slowly change colour. If you heat it up too much, the lead will melt. Again, I'm not sure if you can see in this light, but that lead is just starting to change colour now. That's warm enough. Take your time, no rush, it's going to stay hot for a while. Put your lead in. Put your lead in your colour and slowly put the coating over. Try and keep it away from the swivel, it just saves you having to clean them all up later, which is a bit of a ball ache. So just put it in, give it a check, check it all over. If there's any coating missing, just put a bit more on. It just seems at the top, because obviously you've got the heat going through the pliers, it just takes a little bit more coating to cover. I don't know if you can see the slightly difference in colour, but just put it over, leave it in there for a few seconds, tap her off. The process to make it nice and shiny is pretty simple. Get your blowtorch, but be very careful now, just on and off. And as you're doing it, you'll see it slowly start to change colour. You don't want to do it too much because it will melt it and it will burn, and you don't want to burn smell in your lead. That is going perfect. You can see that now, it's all covered, nice and coated. Slowly in your water. Again, remember, do not drop it straight in. If it's the bottom of the bucket, the lead's still hot and it will be deformed even though it's gone into the water. Just swirl it around. Like so. Just keep swirling it around, because if you leave it in one spot, the water will get hot around there, it will take a bit longer. to cool down. I can tell you for certain this water is freezing. It's straight out of the water butt. It was -2 this morning when I go in there, so it won't take too long for it to cool down. Out she comes, just check. Little touch, be careful, don't go straight in, because if you do and it's still wet, 1, you'll burn your bloody finger, and 2, you'll leave a fingerprint on the lead. That one is spot on. Take her off the pliers. Again, a bit later on, we'll clean up round the swivel like so. There she is. And I always like to put it straight back in the lead now, just let it cool down naturally. We'll show you the finished product later. Clean up your grits, because if you're changing colour, you do not want this green to run down into your colour, especially if it's a light colour. It doesn't too matter if it's a silty green or wherever, but clean up your leads. We'll put that away for now, because I'm going to show you how to do an inline. We'll do an inline silty green rough texture, and we'll do an inline silty green smooth textures. Slightly different process, but it's virtually the same. And what we'll do, we'll end up with a rough one looking like so, and a smooth one. I know this is not inline, but the smooth one like so. So process is pretty simple. Inline, make sure you got your T-bar. T-bar is essential, because if you don't put this on and you heat it up, the lead could melt, deform, and you won't get your insert in at the end. Again, give it a little bit of a clean up if it's required, like so. And what we'll do first, we'll do the rough textured one. Rough texture is a very similar process, but what I do first, I put a base coat on. The base coat for this rough one is going to be brown. The reason I put this on is basically it gives you something for your coating to stick onto. I'm putting brown, so if any of this starts to come off, because it will eventually when you're hitting rocks, you're hitting the bed of the lake, it's going to start to come away. I don't want it to be showing the shininess of the lead underneath, so if I put a brown plastic coating on first, it will still look pretty much like a stone. Again, heat her up. It's not long. Make sure it goes all the way around, all the way. Quickly. After a while you will get used to this, and you'll see it change colour. There we go, perfect. Gas off. Put your lead over your brown plastic coating and slowly put it over. This one you've not got to worry about. Swivel. These are so much easier to do. Make sure it's all over. Happy as punch with that. That is going to be my base coat. We'll move that out of the way now, because I'm actually going to put it into a silt coated texture, a rough texture. And what we need for the silt is obviously your colour. And what you now do, you heat this off. And basically you get this as if it was going to be a shiny, just brown, smooth finished lead. Be careful, don't burn it. Just make sure it was all shiny. I could actually just put that in the water now and leave that as a brown lead, but I want to do a rough texture. And basically you get that hot for your coating to stick to. Again, careful, put it all over like so, and with that hot plastic underneath, this salty green texture will now stick to it. And basically it's got 2 layers on there, and as you can see, gone on perfect. Gently put them in the water, leave the T-bar like so. Let that sit now. I'll get my next T-bar and I'll show you how I do that salty one in a smooth, just plain smooth finish. So T-bar again, ensure it goes all the way through, like so. There we go. And this time I want to just do it a smooth finish, so I can show you the difference between the two. Quick clean up, that's pretty good. Again, well, and basically this is going to end up looking this sort of texture, obviously in line. Right, so heat your lead up. All the way, moving it around, not in one spot. Just starting to change colour, perfect. Into your well, cover with your coating of your choice. As I've said earlier, I'm going to experiment with different colours. If you want a specific colour, give me a shout, we'll see what we can do for you. All inlines will come with a decent insert. I'll show you them now while that's just setting. Basically, inlines, do not use these boys. These came with the moulds. They're crap. They just slide straight in and out. I use these. Plastic insert with a nice rubber bung. Absolutely perfect for what we want. I'll show you later. And they come then with a choice of brown, wheat green or camo tail rubbers. All inlines, which I can do in 2.5 and 3 ounce, will be 70p each plus postage. And my flat pairs, which will come with a big eyed swivel on the end, I can do in 2.5s, 3s and 3.5. So I will branch out a bit further once I get more orders in, but I'm just sticking to my popular sizes at the moment, what I will be using. But once I get more orders in, I will expand. Give me a shout, we can sort you a deal out if you're ordering quite a few. Anyway, let's get back to this. Now to turn this into a nice smooth finish lid. Same process as I showed you with the green earlier, just gentle, nice and gentle with the heat, just on and off, on and off. And just move it about. You'll see it start to go nice and smooth. Again, don't do it too much in one spot, because it will melt the lid underneath. That is absolutely perfect. On and off. You can see the benefits of having a gun that's on and off. Slowly again into the water. Let it settle. At the end I'll finish them off, show you how to cut them, clean them up. And away we go. Right then, we'll just do one in a different colour for you, just so you can see the difference. We will do one in what I've classed as what's called Sandstorm. Sandstorm is this sort of texture here. It's like a silty sandy colour. It's very light. There we go. And we'll do this one as a smooth textured again. So get your grips, check your lid, it's fine, which that one is. Warm her up. There you go, just starting to change colour there, all the way over. Put your well into your lid. In goes your lid, there we go. All the way in, ensure it's taken all over, which that one has, perfect. Again, leave it for a few seconds for it to stick onto the hot lead. Tap it off the excess. Just a little bit there. Perfect that. Oops. So there we go. Now we're ready to coat this one into a nice smooth textured finish. Again, get your gun not too close, and you'll just see it start to change colour all the way around. Perfect. Just check it's taken all the way around, which it has. Into the water. Swirl it round a bit. Just get that cleaned up whilst that's going. Right, put it on the bottom a moment. And then the next process, I will show you how we clean them up and finish them off ready to sell. So, gear away. There we go. Make sure you put the lids on these safely, boys, because if it goes all over the floor, it's going to be a nightmare to clean up. And it's also going to cost you a few quid to replace. So, nice and tidy. Again, as you can see, various colours. Now, what we will do, we'll show you how we finish them off. To look something like these bad boys. Again, give me a shout. We'll sort what we can sort out for you. So for this process, just need your Stanley knife. Right, inlines, simple, dry her off. Don't scrape it along, just nice and pat it down. Get your blade. It's essential that you cut round here. If you just rive this off the T-bar now, it could pull all the lead coating off. So score around there, take it off with your blade. Be careful boys, don't want your fingers chopped. Like so, there we go. And again do the same around the bottom. Score it all the way around. There we go. Scored round, twist. There she is. Finished. Bit of a tidying up, we'll do that in a bit. Get the other one out, dry it off. Score round again. Like so. Score it round the bottom. Twist her off. There we go. Just tidy that up, pull the excess off. There's that, and then God, that water is cold. So, fine grain. That's what I've just done. The sandstorm. Again, this one might need a bit of a clean off. There we go. Now finish off the inlines. Quite simple. Get yourself an insert and the rubber bung. Place the rubber bung in bottom. Insert through there like so. Get the back end of it. I just use the back of my chisel, little, and just there you go. Feel it go into your rubber insert. Then you've got a choice, as I've said earlier, of different towel rubbers. This one I think will look good with nice green towel rubber, like so. I bet the other one's going to look pretty good with a green one as well, so I'll get one of them ready. Let's put them up there. Get yourself rubber insert into the top, like so. Tap it in, you'll just feel it go in there. Perfect. Put your towel rubber on. Perfect. There we go, lads.